welcome back. You are here with us for the 2025 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsport Magazine, with coverage brought to you by, don't know yet, we're still working on that. Anyhow, this is the first of our series of getting to know the one-lappers who are going to be competing in this event. As you can see, our lovely logo behind us. Our wonderful Brian Humphreys with us. Brian, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And we have with us to kick this off, Todd Thomsen. Todd, say hello to the good people.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
So Todd, like us, doesn't know his team name. So he's still trying to figure that one out. But we're going to get started. Obviously, the first in the series, like we do every year, talking with the competitors to find out their stories, why they're doing the event, what kind of words they have to impart to the event, what they're looking forward to, what they're not looking forward to, and just sort of chatting all things one lap. So without further ado, Todd, tell us about your team, even though it's unnamed, the car you're bringing, and who's going with you.
All right, so my team is my young son, Mark, and I, and this is our fourth time doing it. So, and this year, every year just about, we've brought a different entry. And this year, our entry is a 2020 Shelby GT 500 Carbon Fiber Track Edition. And it's been, I grew up playing with cars. The two boys are mechanics. And so I massaged the car a little bit over the winter. And right now it makes 810 horsepower to the tires on 93 octane. So I don't have to run around looking for E85.
Nope.
It'll run great and be very reliable.
Nice. So you're relatively stock, just sort of with the tune basically, and some seatbelts.
Yeah. Actually, everything I did to get the horsepower up is cooling related. I dropped the pulley down to one size, but I put a bigger cooling brick, what they call it, sits on top of the supercharger. I put a bigger cooling brick up there, which ends up needing a bigger cover. So put that up there. But then I also changed what they call a heat exchanger, like the radiator. I put in one that's about double the thickness. And then all the hosing that goes to the intercooler is usually 3/4 inch. I upped mine, the whole thing now is 1 inch. And I'm running dual cooling water pumps.
Okay. So I mean, only crazy people run those cars, right? Like, but why'd you choose that platform for this year?
You know, I had the Viper, and the Viper got taken out by a deer in the last one lap we did. So I had a 2019 Z06 Corvette for a while, but I kind of really started looking around and talking to folks and bought the GT 500. And I've been very impressed with it. It drives so easy. It's amazing how easy it drives. You know, and like you guys, I've been through a lot of vehicles, you know, some nice stuff, but this is really, really nice. You know, I'm very impressed with it. You know,
it is neat, isn't it?
It's so easy to drive it.
Yeah. And you know, you change the character of it pretty quickly with the modes there, and one of the transits.
Oh yeah.
Assuming that the exhaust doesn't get stuck in track mode like it did for us after NOLA, it can be a very quiet and comfortable ride.
Yeah.
But if it's wide open, it's loud.
Yeah. And what they say does that is the electrical wires rubbing in the back, and I've already been underneath there and checked for clearances, so I shouldn't have that issue.
You're smarter than me. We didn't.
I've been through the thing top to bottom, you know, bumper to bumper.
Awesome. Brian, what do you got?
So Todd, you and Mark, I think your first year was 2018, which was the year that we went out to St. Louis to Gateway, and we're going back there again this year. What tracks that are on the schedule this year are you looking forward to visiting?
Oh, VIR. We've been there numerous times, and we really like VIR. You know, when we used to go, the oak tree was still there. Now it's just a memory. But yeah, VIR, you know, we're looking forward to. And Mark likes the Corvette Museum track, you know. So, and then the drag racing, I think I might take the drag racing. So
it's gonna rain.
So yeah, I was gonna say. So you really think we're gonna have drag racing this year, right?
Yeah, no kidding, right?
We haven't since 2019.
No,
we have not drag raced.
Yep, and that was our first year. Was 2019. That was the year we went out to Colorado, but that was our first year. But,
very cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, the event in general, there are so many facets to it. Obviously, we have the track driving, which is a very small percentage of the event. I mean, it's, as we talked earlier, it's, 3 laps twice a day, 4 laps and 5 with the cool down, but really 3 under fire. And then, transits and maybe a drag race and autocross here and there, right?
Yeah.
So what about the event has kept you coming back? Because it's certainly not the track time, right?
Yeah, no, it's the group, I think you guys know me. I'm a people person, and so I like to get around. You know me, I like to kid around and have fun with everybody. What the last 1 lap, I swiped what's his name, spare tire, and everybody was looking for a spare tire, and they end up getting the cameras up, and that was too funny. But yeah, just the camaraderie and all the people, I just really enjoy the whole group. Like you call it, it's a big traveling circus of a family.
Yep.
Yeah, the track time is great, of course, but yeah, no, just really being with everybody, and when you're on the road doing the transits, everybody's back and forth texting messages. We're here, we're there, we're doing this, we're doing that, and everybody helps everybody. If there's any issues, people will stop whatever they're doing to help you, even if they need to get up to the line to get going. It's just a wonderful event, and I've done different types of events. I've done a Nevada Open Road Challenge, some other stuff, but yeah, the 1 lap, by like Tuesday, you're going, oh, what the heck did I get myself in for, But like Wednesday night, everybody's pestering you and Brock. All right, where are we going next year? So it's just so much fun. It's just such a great time. And, to be doing it with my son, I mean, that makes it even that much better, Just think how lucky we are that, children that, we have of their age, kids today, they don't want to be near their parents. And here we are hanging out with them for a whole week, just having a fantastic time. So, it's all positives, and I think that's one reason you're seeing the wait list grow and grow. I think people are starting to catch on it. Hey, it's more than just, driving nonstop and going, why did I sign up? Then going, when do we go again?
Yeah, and I think you touch on an important point, and something that we've seen evolve over the years. I mean, I certainly have, this is 21 years for me, 21 or whatever the case is. At first it was kind of this mythic thing because we truly did really long distances, 9,000 plus miles a week. And then it kind of, you had all these other rallies out there that were really high-end flashy cars and crazy parties, and that was the culture and the lifestyle, and that was before I think you started seeing the result of this. But more than anything, all the guys that used to do all that stuff have gotten older now. They have families. They're not doing that anymore. So you've seen that whole life cycle kind of come full circle. And now they're looking for something a little more wholesome, something a little more friendly. They don't want to play the, whose carburetor is bigger. They don't want to do all that nonsense anymore. So they're kind of more involved in let's just have a really good time with good people. So I think because of that, we've outlasted the popularity of some of the fads that were out there. So I think you're right. Spot on there.
Yeah. And the friendships they've made, like Howard Fever and I mean, we've become super tight. We talk a minimum of once a week, and now every year I go all the way up to Connecticut, and we do the race up there, with him every year. And that's just so much fun. He's been to my house. I've been to his house, so, just not Howard, there's a whole bunch of people, but, all the friendships that I've made, and people that I still in touch with.
So I'm going to make an ask of you because I can, because I've got you on the camera here. I have been trying to get Howard for one of these videos forever. And he does not do phone much. He does not do internet really at all, any kind of presence. But I want to get him on here because I think it is super important for everybody to understand why he does what he does every single year with all the new lap puppies to convert them into lap dogs.
Yep.
And I think that is something I want to get on camera. In fact, I know it is. And since you and he seem to be very tight, get in his ear and bug him until he relents.
Want me to call him and put him on speaker?
Go for it. Let's do it. I
All
love
right,
this.
hold on.
Here we go. Let's do this.
You bet. Howard. Actually, I talked to him earlier today.
Oh, good.
He's already in bed.
4 sheets to the wind.
Packaged in maple syrup.
Yeah, exactly.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh,
Oh,
boo.
well.
See, he knew
boo.
I was around.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll but I'll get after him.
Get
So
after him.
continuing on that point,
Yep.
I've already told Howard, and I'll tell you guys, do not buy any bourbon or anything to bring for the Corvette bar.
Okay.
I am going to stock it. I have quite a collection, and I am going to bring quite the good stuff and plenty of it for everyone in the one lap.
Brian, I
So-
think we'll be tailgating a certain Corvette throughout the entire event.
Oh
I
yeah,
believe
yeah,
so.
yeah. So
We're making them part of the media crew this year.
yeah, there you go. Howard's going to be bringing the maple syrup, and I'll be bringing the bourbon. And
There
I
we
promise
go.
I got plenty.
So we've got a very orange GT500, and we've got. Is he bringing the black vet again, or did he upgrade to something
Yeah, he's
else?
bringing the Z03 or the Z06.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So we will be the least powerful vehicles by far this year. We'll get into what we're taking as soon as I know, but I have an inkling. But it won't be quick.
Reliable is really what you need. Just
This
think
is
about
true.
how many cars don't make it. There's nothing wrong with building the engine, building a car, and pushing it, but you gotta leave a cushion because you gotta have that reliability. So
Got to leave some cushion to
Yep.
be able to push him.
Yep.
Brian, what do you got?
So since you've done this 4 times now, how do you prepare mentally and physically beyond what you've prepped the car for? How do you get yourself into one lap mode working up to the event?
So I do a lot of walking, because you're going to be doing a lot of walking when you're at the tracks, so I do a lot of walking before to get in shape, and really for about 2 weeks before, I try to eat a lot more in those 2 weeks leading up to it, because as you guys know, you're living on the best thing you can get at Quick Trip, some of the days. So I really kind of try to stock up on the stores ahead of time, but I start watching all the tracks, looking at the tracks we're going to, start to familiarize myself with those. But you're so busy getting the car ready, making sure you got everything, because once you leave the driveway, if you forgot it, you're SOL. So that keeps you quite busy, at least me, making sure I brought this, I brought that. So but I try to do a lot, like I said, a lot of walking, and try to do a little more eating 2 weeks ahead of time to get myself ready to go.
Excellent.
I think I eat better on one lap
We
than
Oh, see?
We've learned how to plan this out over the
Yeah,
years.
there
We've
you
had
go.
many years to perfect this.
Yeah,
So,
see?
and what's nice is that at our new host hotel, where we're at the casino there, the Four Winds Casino Resort, they've got some pretty nice restaurants there. So we took
Yes.
a dear friend of ours out for dinner for his birthday while we were there last about a month ago, 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago, and we can vouch for it. The steakhouse is a-okay.
Oh, perfect. Yep. Then I'll be there for sure. Yeah, and we're going to arrive on Thursday.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
us too. I'll be there Thursday.
Yep. So one thing I want to bring up
Sure.
is, if you remember the prior years, I was getting a XM radio to follow us.
Yep.
So I've got Flash Phelps going to follow us again this year.
Okay.
So Flash Phelps, on the 60s channel, he's going to follow along. I'll do daily reports,
Okay.
but he's going to follow along. So anybody that's got XM radio, if you want to listen to him in the morning, he'll be.
So it's the
talking to one
60s
lap.
on 6, right?
Well, it used to be. I think
Okay.
now it's channel 73.
Which is not as good marketing. Why?
No, yeah, I get it. Yeah, they used to have the 50s on 5, 60s
Right.
on 6. They took the 2 of those, and I think they're 72 and 73 respectively.
What do they do? Put like 50 on 5? I don't know. In any event.
Yeah, but anyhow, he'll follow us. And I remember, I guess the second one lap we did, I remember 2 people saying, showed up at the track and say, "Oh, I heard Flash talking," and that's why they were there.
Nice.
So, but he'll be following us again.
Well, do they want anything for the site? Because we can get them some like map and whatnot.
Oh, I sent them. I sent them the route map.
Like you've done this before.
Yeah. I've sent it to Flash and all that, and like I said, I'll do daily updates with him and everything. And I'm going to get him and Brock hooked up so they can do a phone call.
Oh, that's a bad idea. that's a terrible idea. I've heard Brock's interviews. So.
But Brock,
his interviews are as complete as the wall behind him on his video calls.
Yeah, there you go. Good. And it's not beige.
It's not beige.
Two-toned.
Two-tone, right? Exactly. So you've, we're going to start doing a little bit of wrap up, but let me ask you this. I mean, obviously, you talk about coming with your son. It's a main point for this year. It's a point of pride, I'm sure. I know one of the reasons why I've kept doing this, even in years where I've thought I don't want to, is because I've wanted to share that with my kids as they get older. I've got one who's a few years away, and then from there I can kind of start the clock on the rest of them.
There you go.
We've seen Chuck and Christy. We've seen, countless parents and children do this.
Yep.
You've talked about sort of the ethos of the event and what resonates with you. So I want to ask, if you had to give a message to everybody in the event, anybody thinking of doing it, anybody who is doing it, anybody who has done it, kind of what would that message be? What is Todd's edict about the event here?
So my message would be to the first timers, don't take it to heart too much, because the very first year we came, I was worried about making sure we were doing this, doing that, and kind of missed the whole event, because I was too worried about taking care of everything. So yeah, be prepared, but come and take time to take in a whole event. Don't worry about as soon as you get off the track, checking a car for this or checking a car for that, or the next run. Take time to walk around, meet people, talk to people, take in a whole event, and that's what will make them return. Once they get and start, mulling around with everyone, then they'll realize it's so much more than, got to get ready for the next event. Oh, now we got to drive here. So that would be mine to the people that they're first timers. Mm-hmm. People that are thinking about doing it, you better sign up now for next year. Send Rosenthal a couple $1,000. Maybe he'll move you up the list 1 or 2 numbers.
Could happen.
But no, anybody that's thinking about do it for sure. Like I said, come Tuesday night, you'll be going, why did I do this? Wednesday night, you'll be going, where are we going next time? So definitely do it. It's fantastic. To me, it was a bucket list thing. And I told my wife, I want to do it just once. Here we are, it's number 4. So, and I'd like to do more, but, so no, do it. For the people that do it, I don't need to say anything. For the repeaters, they know why they're doing it. Same reason I'm doing it. For the camaraderie, for the family. It's just a great event.
Todd, thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate it. Once you get your team name, we'll catch up with you in South Bend when you name it then.
There you go.
Once we get there. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Thank you for kicking us off. Couldn't think of a better person for 2025. So for the 2025 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsport Magazine, with covers brought to you by, I don't know, send me a check. I'm Solomon. That's Todd. That's Bryan. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.
Take care. Thanks, guys.